In 1598, Dutch sailors found themselves on an unfamiliar shore. Their ships had reached a remote island in the Indian Ocean. This island was Mauritius, teeming with life unknown to the outside world. Among these wonders, one bird stood out. It was large, peculiar, and unlike anything the sailors had ever seen. This was their first glimpse of the dodo, a creature that would soon become legendary. The bird showed little fear, a trait from its isolated existence. Historical accounts paint a picture of a stout creature. It was covered in soft greyish feathers with curly plumes at its rear. Its legs were short and stocky, supporting its heavy body. Its most striking feature was its large hooked beak. The dodo's small wings were useless for flight. It was perfectly adapted to life on the ground. The origin of the name dodo is still debated by scholars. Some believe it came from the Dutch word dodo, meaning sluggard. Another theory suggests the name derived from dodas, meaning fat ass. Regardless of its name's origin, the dodo's behavior was notable. Before humans set foot on Mauritius, the island was a vibrant, self-contained world. Dense ebony forests covered much of the land, creating a rich habitat for countless species. Unique plants, insects, reptiles and birds thrived there, many of them found nowhere else on Earth. The dodo was one such endemic species. It had evolved in this specific environment, perfectly suited to its conditions. The dodo occupied a specific ecological niche within this island ecosystem. It was a frugivore, meaning its diet consisted mainly of fruits that fell from the island's trees. Scientists believe the dodo played an important role as a seed disperser. By eating fruits and then moving around, it helped to spread the seeds of native plants. The dodo was a ground-nesting bird, laying a single large egg in a simple nest on the forest floor. A crucial factor in the dodo's evolution was the complete absence of natural predators on Mauritius. This lack of threat allowed the dodo to evolve without the need for flight. The dodo grew large and heavy, traits that are common in island birds that have become flightless. The ecosystem of Mauritius was a delicate balance, finely tuned over eons. The arrival of humans on Mauritius in 1598 heralded a dramatic and irreversible change for the dodo. Land was cleared and the island's resources began to be exploited. For the dodo, an animal that had known no enemies, this intrusion marked the beginning of the end. Direct hunting by humans was one of the first major impacts on the dodo population. Even more devastating was the introduction of invasive species. Rats, pigs, dogs and cats were new threats in the Mauritian ecosystem. These animals competed with dodos for food and preyed on their eggs and chicks. Beyond direct hunting and the introduction of invasive predators, the dodo faced another relentless pressure habitat destruction. As human settlements grew on Mauritius, the island's native forests began to disappear. Large areas were cleared for agriculture, particularly for the cultivation of sugarcane. Forests were also felled for timber to build ships and houses and for firewood. This deforestation drastically reduced the dodo's living space. The combination of these factors, hunting, invasive species and habitat loss, created a perfect storm for the dodo. Each threat compounded the others, pushing the species towards an irreversible decline. The dodo population, which had once thrived in its island sanctuary, began to dwindle at an alarming rate. The speed of the dodo's extinction is truly shocking and serves as a stark warning. From its first documented sighting by Dutch sailors in 1598, the species vanished in less than a century. The last widely accepted sighting of a dodo is generally dated to around 1662. Long after its physical disappearance, the dodo achieved a different kind of existence. It became the ultimate symbol of extinction. Its story, once pieced together, resonated deeply, capturing the public imagination. The phrase "dead as a dodo" entered common language, signifying something irretrievably lost, obsolete, or gone forever. Scientific interest in the dodo actually intensified after it was confirmed to be extinct. Researchers and naturalists began to meticulously gather the scant evidence left behind. This included a few preserved body parts, a head, a foot, some skeletal remains discovered in swamps like the Mer Oxonge in Mauritius, and contemporary illustrations and written accounts. Each fragment was a precious clue. helping to reconstruct the dodo's appearance, biology, and tragic history. The dodo's extinction provided a powerful early lesson about the particular vulnerability of island species. Islands are often hotspots of endemism, meaning they harbor species found nowhere else. These species evolve in isolation, often without major predators or competitors. The dodo's fate underscored how quickly these unique, isolated ecosystems can be disrupted. More broadly, the dodo's story contributed to a slowly growing awareness of humanity's impact on the natural world. In recent times, the dodo's story has taken an unexpected turn with the advent of de-extinction science. This field explores the possibility of bringing extinct species back to life using advanced genetic technologies. The dodo, being such an iconic symbol of extinction, has naturally become a prominent candidate for such efforts. Scientists are working to sequence the dodo's complete genome from preserved DNA samples. The idea of seeing a living dodo once again roam the forests of Mauritius captures the imagination. However, the path to de-extinction is fraught with immense challenges. Successfully reviving a species like the dodo requires more than just its DNA sequence. Scientists would need to overcome significant hurdles, such as creating viable embryos, finding a suitable surrogate mother, and ensuring the health and survival of any resurrected individuals. Furthermore, there are profound ethical questions to consider. Should we pursue de-extinction? What would be the ecological consequences of reintroducing a long-lost species into a changed world? Even if de-extinction of the dodo becomes technically feasible, it is crucial to remember that this technology should not detract from the urgent need to prevent current extinctions. Preserving existing biodiversity and healthy ecosystems is far more effective and less complex than trying to resurrect species from the past. The dodo's tale is far more than just a historical account of a peculiar bird. It is a profound and enduring lesson for all humanity. It teaches us about the serious and often irreversible consequences of unchecked human activity. The dodo's extinction was not a natural event. It was a direct result of human arrival and the changes we brought to its island home. The extinction of the dodo also highlights the intricate interconnectedness of ecosystems. Every species, no matter how seemingly insignificant, plays a role. The dodo, for instance, was likely a key disperser of seeds for certain native Mauritian plants. This reminds us that the loss of one thread can weaken the entire ecological web. The importance of conservation awareness today cannot be overstated. Many species across the globe are currently facing threats remarkably similar to those that wiped out the dodo. The dodo's story serves as a constant, urgent reminder that we must learn from the past to avoid repeating these tragedies. Ultimately, the dodo calls out to us from the silence of extinction, urging us to become better stewards of the earth.